Welcome to the Motocross Supercross podcast. Podcast.
3, 2, 1, 0.
Motocross Supercross podcast.
Episode 177, Dallas, Arlington, AT&T Stadium, in the books, 450 class, insane, crazy race. We're going to break it down for you. I'm Adam, here with Claudio. What's up, Claudio?
Not only was it a crazy race, but a lot of events happening within the race. I can't wait to talk about it. It was definitely a good one, and let's just go ahead and start with qualifying times because there's a lot to cover on this one.
All right. I hear you. Let's go ahead and just jump right into this race. Lots of exciting stuff happened, but it did start with the qualifying, and no surprise that our fastest qualifier was Cooper Webb with a 50.012. Now, this is what's crazy about this qualifying times. The top 14 were all within 1 second of each other. So Cooper Webb, Justin Hill, Marvin Musquin, Zach Osborne, Cole Seeley, Joey Savacci, Eli Tomac, Ken Roxon, Tyler Bowers, Justin Brayton, Justin Barsha, Dean Wilson, Blake Baggett, Aaron Plessinger with a 50.9. Everybody was right there. It was awesome. Chad Reed, 15th, Alex Ray, Bogle, LeMay. But yeah, even Bowers up there, everyone running the same lap time. You know that calls for some good racing.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of following around and a lot of just taking advantage of what you're given on the race. And it showed already from the qualifying times, as you mentioned, everybody within a second of each other, more than the top 10. And that already insane.
Insane. So let's go ahead and jump into this 450 heat number 1. And we had Red Plate Roxon at the time lining up for this 450 heat number 1, so he was definitely the one to watch. He actually got the whole shot, but on that little wall jump thing, he almost went over the bars and gave it up to Joey Savacci, but he passed him back pretty fast. It was pretty good. We also had Zach Osborne in this race too, making his debut in the 450 class and return to racing after his injuries. He actually almost did the same thing Chase Sexton did, with drug his foot peg on that wall jump, and actually he went down though. Chase Sexton didn't go down. He went down.
Exactly, he did go down. He also got hit by Plessinger, who was coming really close, and I kind of ran him over a little bit. I feel like he tried to avoid him, but there was not really a spot, else for Aaron Plessinger to go through, and you can just see him kind of trying to wheelie over his legs. So Osborne actually got really, really, really lucky after going down and almost getting run over completely by Aaron Plessinger.
It was definitely. It was a rough night for Zach Osborne. Definitely a rough night to come back. We said, if you listen to our show, our preview show, we said we didn't expect to see him in that top 5 or anything. So, and we were right about that. So you said we were wrong about a bunch of things. We got that right.
Yeah, I guess listening back, it's we know our thing or two over here. So, but Osborne wasting no time and start making moves through the pack and trying not to get to the LCQ. I mean, that's the least you can do. Savacci and Wilson battling for third place. They actually touch wheels for a bit. Wilson makes the pass after a couple of turns, but Savacci gets him back. Savacci was on fire. He looked very, very good. Osborne makes a pass to advance over Chisholm, who made it a little hard, a little battle on him, but it wasn't hard enough for your former champ. Ken Roxon, who takes the win on this one for the third time this year, followed by Justin Hill, and finally a great race by him, I think. Joey Savacci got third. Dean Wilson got fourth. Justin Brayton got fifth. Plessinger got sixth. Carlin Gardner in seventh. Ben LeMay in eighth. And then Zach Osborne makes it through after going down, and everybody else going to the LCQ.
Yep, he was dead last at one point, so I mean, I guess it's good that he qualified. So he definitely rode. His lap times were good. He rode good. Just some tough luck situations for him, which we'll get into. But yeah, Ken Roxon throwing a little trick over the finish line, a little one hand, 1 footer kind of thing, little action. That's how we like it here. You always do a trick. If you win the race, you have to do a trick. So
yeah, we
cool.
haven't give out any fines yet for not doing a trick on the finish line jump. So good job, boys. And but yeah, Ken Roxon feeling himself, getting that heat win and making it look easy. He looked really good. He looked comfortable, and it showed through the whole night.
Yeah, we got to talk about Justin Hill just real quick, because what happened? It was just like he couldn't even get in top 10, and now he's like running up front with the second fastest time in qualifying. Like, what happened to Justin Hill this week?
That extra rest week, he rested for a week or whatnot, the one that he sat out.
Yep, he took that week off. That's what it is. So good move on his part. Hopefully he can keep it up.
Yeah, especially coming into this East Coast.
Of course, he definitely seems to do pretty good on this East Coast, so we'll see. But, Adam Enticknap, Kyle Chisholm, your two HEP guys going to the LCQ with, Ronnie Stewart. So let's go ahead and jump into this 450 heat number 2, because this is where things definitely got a little spicy.
Yeah, first off, right off the start, legend Chat Reed with the whole shot, and the crowd just goes nuts. Everybody goes crazy. I was going crazy. He was followed by Cole Seeley, Eli Tomac right on his tail. Blake Baggett, I believe, was in the mix.
Yep.
Cooper Webb was also there, not with a great start, but he was there as well. Justin Bogle, who has been progressing little by little every week. And everybody else right there. Cole Seeley, who makes a pass for the lead over the legend. How dare you, Cole Seeley? Pass the legend. And here comes Eli Tomac for the pass as well on legend Chat Reed.
Yeah, got him in the whoops.
Cooper Webb, meanwhile, trying to work on Baggett. But Baggett did not make it easy on Cooper Webb. They exchanged plays a couple times. They put a really good race, those two. Nice little battle. The Blake Baggett that everybody was kind of expecting to see this weekend. But here's the night right here. Tyler Bowers, who came out of nowhere and put a very aggressive move on Justin Barcia. And they're saying how he was still kind of butthurt about last year in Vegas. He went a little bit too hard on him, and Justin Barcia did go out. He
just walked away. Once he got hit, he just walked away. He did what Baggett did when he crashed last week. He just just walked right off the track. He's played it pretty cool. We've seen Barcia though, flip people off and just I thought he played it pretty cool. Just walked away. Just walk away, bro. Just walk away.
He don't want no problems. He just gonna.
There's a lot of history between those two riders, though. Lots of it. And you can actually track last year's history on our Instagram page. We have what happened in Vegas. We have whenever Bowers landed on Barcia and ended his Supercross season. That's all on there. So there's definitely some history between these two riders. And Bowers, I don't know. You said it was overly an aggressive pass. I thought it was, just a pass. They did both fall, though.
So somebody made a really good point, and this is a good way to measure a pass if it's too aggressive or not. Right here in the MXSX podcast, we said if somebody gets hurt or if you break somebody's bike, right?
I think if you break somebody's bike, that's just amateur. That's amateur rules. But for the pros, as long as if someone gets hurt, then it's dirty. If someone doesn't get hurt, then it's totally fair game. That's how I feel.
It's too aggressive. So I guess somebody said that if both of the riders go down, it was overly aggressive. If the person that's making the block pass goes down as well, it was a little bit too aggressive. And I kind of agree. If you go in and you go down trying to pass someone, then you went for a quote unquote dirty pass.
Okay. All right. Well, that's something. I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that, but that's the thing with it. There's really no clear way to judge if something's too aggressive or not. That's why I like my rule. If someone gets hurt, then yeah, you cross the line.
No, and I'm with you. I'm totally with you. It's just this one right here, it was an aggressive pass. I don't feel it was dirty. It was definitely aggressive though. But anyways, Cole Seeley takes the win.
Yeah.
So,
woo.
So put in the Hondas up there for the heat races.
That's right.
Eli Tomac got second. Cooper Webb got third. Blake Baggett, who we mentioned, passed Chat Reed for fourth. and the yellow flag. Chet Reed in 5th. Justin Bogle in 6th. Marvin Muskin in 7th. Chris Blows in 8th, who is racing the 450 in this race. I don't know if he's going to do it for the East Coast, but definitely in this race. And then Cole Martinez on the 9th spot and last transfer qualifying spot for the main. Some of the people that are going to the LCQ: Scott Champion, Tyler Bowers, who we talked about a little bit, Justin Barsha, who actually DNF'd this race, Nagy, Politelli, who I said it was down. So
Barsha looked like he had a bike problem. Like there's something happened to his bike too. So
yeah, it looked like he broke the clutch lever, I think it was, and he wasn't able to like get it going. Like he bent it or some stuff. Like he definitely messed up his bike. Bowers did.
Well, speaking of Bowers, he was supposed to be in this LCQ, but they disqualified him for quote unquote overly aggressive riding. That's why this is such a big deal, because he got disqualified. And in the 250 class, we saw a very similar pass when Oldenburg took out Martin.
Exactly. It was the same exact pass in the same
corner.
exact corner, same exact way. The only difference was that Oldenburg, who was the person taking out or making the pass, stayed up, and Alex Martin or Justin Barsha, who will be Justin Barsha in this case, went down. Tyler Bowers put a statement out, and he apologized. He said obviously that he didn't mean to, he didn't feel like it was overly aggressive. Of course, he wasn't even mad at the fact that he got disqualified. Like, he understands. He's just mad at the fact that they're not consistent.
They've never been consistent.
Exactly. And I think, and that's the thing, like, they've never been consistent, and he feels like a lot of the times they're not consistent is with him. I wonder if he's got anything to do with the union type thing that he's trying to start with the riders. And the mechanics and stuff. Not the union, because it sounds bad, but like. Well,
yeah, I know he's been one of the leading voices against the whole Limegate little conspiracy thing. So
exactly.
I think he's kind of throwing it out. His statement was seriously so long. He touched on so many different things. It's on his Instagram if you want to read the whole thing. But he pretty much just apologized, said it wasn't fair, and just kind of laid out the whole situation, which I think is kind of shady. And I think he's right that they are inconsistent, but not even just with him. But I remember last season too, when all the riders were like getting penalized for cutting the track or whatever, getting an advantage off the track or whatever. Yeah. They were all different. It seemed like every time it was a different penalty or the severity of these penalties was different. And even with like jumping on the Red Cross and all these different things, they were different for each rider. Like every single time, there was nothing consistent about it at all.
And I think that's his like main pet peeve on this. Like, he's not even mad that he got disqualified. He's just mad that they're not very consistent with the calls. Yep. I feel like he's 100, if not 99% right on this. Like, he definitely handle it the way that he, like a professional, like he is.
Well, let's go ahead and move into this LCQ then, this race that went on without Tyler Bowers. We do have Justin Barsha in this. And one thing I didn't mention earlier was it was a pretty rough night for Barsha. And it started off in practice because he actually almost died in practice. Doing that big double into the rhythm section, like his feet, he almost ejected, and somehow he saved it and didn't die. But
yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. I totally forgot about that. He endo and he kicked in the air, like he's trying to kick the bike down. I don't know, but yeah, he got very, very lucky on that too.
Yeah, he looked like he was gonna bail, but then he decided not to. Good thing, because he ended up not crashing, but just scary moments for him for sure in practice. But not a scary moment for friend of the show, Ronnie Stewart, as he pulled a whole shot in this race.
Yeah, it was crazy. Ronnie Stewart pulled a whole shot, followed by Kyle Chisholm and teammate Alex Ray. Yeah, Justin Barsha was right there as well.
Yeah,
Barsha to quickly, obviously, move to the front of the pack and makes a pass on Ray after he made a mistake. And
Ray overjumped like one of the triples in the rhythm section, and Ricky Carmichael said he quote unquote head slaps himself. He head slapped himself on that triple.
Yeah, he hit pretty hard that face of that next jump. And Scott Champion closing on 4th place on Ronnie Stewart.
Yeah.
And Champion with a great pass over Ronnie Stewart.
Yep.
Right before the white flag for the 4th spot and last spot to qualify for this main event. but he threw it away after a big mistake when he hit some of the loose dirt right before the rhythm section and allowed Ronnie Stewart to get that last spot and get into the main. So Barsha won this, obviously, as he should.
Throwing a big whip, too. He was flat going over that finish line, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah. He was a little bit too happy about it, but that's good.
I love that. Hey, it's the rules. You have to.
Yeah, Alex Ray got second, Kyle Chisholm third, Ronnie Stewart in fourth. Almost making it. The 7 deuce, but another weekend without you making it, my friend.
And maybe next week. Better luck next week.
There's always next week. So maybe he will with the triple. It's gonna be a little hard with the whole Triple Crown situation coming up. So.
I was cheering for Ronnie Stewart so hardcore this race. I was just like, I was so happy. Not that I don't have anything against Scott Champion, but whenever they cut to him being on the ground, I was just like, yeah.
Good for Ronnie. But yeah, let's jump into this main event because this is where it's at. Like we thought with the whole Bowers Barsha situation is the highlight of this episode right here. No, my friend. That's
right. And speaking of our LCQ winner, Barsha, he just had a terrible gate pick all the way on the outside, and he almost pulled the whole shot. He had like a super awesome jump, but Justin Hill went a little wide in that first turn and just pushed Barsha, just slammed him, actually. He went off the track and turned into a terrible start.
Yeah, just more bad luck for Justin Barsha in Arlington. So Roczen pulling the whole shot with a very close Eli Tomac, Musquin as well, Justin Hill, and everybody else. Like you mentioned, Barsha almost taking it, but he got just bumped right before the turn. Roczen not letting Eli Tomac go after, he gets passed by him at the beginning.
Eli Tomac, once he jumped out front, I was just like, oh, God. Like, there he goes. He's gone. Because it looked like he even started to, like, open up a lead on everyone, too. But they started reeling him back in. At the same time, Cooper Webb, he's, like, in 7th place. Not the greatest start ever for him, but he quickly started to work his way up. Like, Seeley was up there, but Cooper Webb got by him for 6th place. Justin Hill, with his great start, he just started falling back a little bit. Osborne and Plessinger were still up there in like that top 10 kind of area. But up front, like you said, Roczen, he did finally get by Musquin, and then he starts to reel in Eli Tomac. And once he catches him, he gets by him pretty quick after that finish line jump.
Yeah, exactly.
But Tomac, he then responds, and the crowd's just going crazy already. And the crowd was awesome all night. They were so into it, and they had to be just because the racing was so intense.
Oh, dude, it was so good. Meanwhile, you see Marvin Musquin just waiting for any mistakes so he can make a pass. But whereas Cooper Webb still, sitting in 6th place, the only one missing in this 4-way battle. So we had the 4 guys that are battling this championship, and he's the only one missing from it.
Yep. For a minute, at least.
Yeah, Eli Tomac goes down and quickly just loses positions and goes back to like 7th place, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. And Osborne tries to pass Tomac, but goes down and not be able to stop for the turn after that whoop section. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, he got a little sketchy in that whoops and just went right over that turn. And then he got up and he was just kind of like holding his shoulder. I was just like, oh gosh, is he really going to be hurt?
For real, yeah, I saw that. He was definitely not in a rush to get back on the track.
I'm not sure if he DNF'd this race, but he definitely went down like a bunch of laps. So I'm not 100% sure if he continued to ride or if he didn't finish, but not a great return for Zach Osborne.
Yeah, we have to keep an eye on that to see if there's anything, if he's hurt again or not. Tomac looking like himself and gets passed again by Aaron Plessinger, and the championship's just getting away at this point for him. Meanwhile, Webb finally gets around Blake Baggett and immediately gets in the hunt for his teammate Marvin Musquin, who was sitting in 2nd place, if I'm not mistaken. At this point, Musquin also started closing the gap on Roczen, both looking for their first win of the season. Although Roczen looked like this was it, like this was the win for him. Webb and Musquin started battling in 2nd, which helped Roczen a little bit to open up that gap. Just a little bit, Dub. Just to open up the gap a bit. And
I was gonna say his gap wasn't very big because they stayed within like 2 seconds pretty much the entirety of this race.
Cooper Webb finally gets by his teammate, and
yeah, he's doing that quad too. He was jumping this quad, and the crowd's going crazy, and he was just hauling, and we're just like trying to do the math. Oh, he's whatever it is, 0.2 seconds faster a lap. We're just like, oh my gosh, like he can catch him. This is gonna happen.
I know, and at this point, I was like, "There's no way that he's gonna let Cooper Webb beat him again. There's no way that he's gonna let A2 happen again." But it did, and
he did. In the most dramatic fashion ever, because it comes down to the white flag, the last lap. Ken Roczen's out front. Cooper Webb is charging behind him. We get to the whoop section right before the finish, and Cooper Webb is there. He is on him. And then in that turn, he knows he's got to hit him. So he did. He gave him a little bump, and then it was just a drag race to the finish. And you look up at the scoreboard, and Cooper Webb's the winner after they go over the finish line jump. And it was a little sketchy because in previous races, we've seen that white line across the finish line jump to kind of signify, this is the finish. I didn't see that there, so it was like hard to tell where exactly that finish was, because it was definitely a photo finish. They gave it to Cooper Webb by 0.02 seconds, 200ths of a second. So the closest 200ths of a second, the closest finish in Supercross history, what we got to witness, and that's what made this race the best. But I will tell you, the way they were running on that white flag lap with Ken Roczen out front, Cooper Webb in second, Joey Savacci in fifth. I had all those three. I had all those three picks, but Cooper Webb messed that up for me, which is totally cool. Cooper Webb's my hero after this race. The way he came back and just won that race, it just blows my mind. It was incredible.
Epic what Cooper Webb did, what we witnessed, as you mentioned. Very unfortunate for Ken Roczen. I hope this doesn't bring him down, because he's there, man. He's almost there, and it's very, very unfortunate. I wonder who's going to get that first win, either if it's going to be Ken Roczen or Marvin Musquin.
I wonder if anyone else will win, or if it's just going to be Cooper Webb the rest of the season. We'll have to wait and see. Detroit this week.
It's crazy, man. We go into this Triple Crown. Yeah, and Cooper Webb definitely loving that target in his back. He got that red plate back. Ken Roczen got second. Marvin Musquin got third. That's your top three right there. Baggett in fourth. Joey Savacci in fifth. Cole Seeley in sixth. Justin Barsha in seventh. Dean Wilson in eighth. Aaron Plessinger in ninth. Justin Braden, that's your top 10 right there. Chad Reed just outside the top 10. Legend Chad Reed with an 11th place. Eli Tomac in 12th, which did not help him out for this championship hunt. And I don't know if Cooper Webb's going to run with any bad luck, but that's definitely what Eli Tomac might need for a miracle. Justin Hill in 13th, Kyle Chisholm in 14th, Ben LeMay in 15th, Cole Martinez in 16th, Chris Blows in 17th, Carlin Garner in 18th, Alex Wright in 19th, Justin Bogle in 20th, Ronnie Stewart in 21st, and then Zach Osborne in 22nd place.
That's right. And Cooper Webb is your red plate holder again, RPC, red plate Coop. He is 2 points up on Ken Roczen, 150 to 148. Marvin Musquin is in third place with 144. Tomac dropped back to fourth with 134 points. Dean Wilson, 110 points, rounding out your top five in these points. But it was just a great race. Detroit's coming up. We're going to see who can take it. One other thing I wanted to add is we saw Chad Reed get his whole shot in the heat race, and Justin Hill do good in the heat race and in qualifying. And it was a good weekend for the Joe Gibbs Racing, as their rider won the Daytona 500, Denny Hamlin. And, with the passing of J.D. Gibbs, it was just kind of like an emotional weekend for them. So good job for them.
Yeah. The top three, actually, all JGR riders or drivers on the Daytona 500.
Exactly. So, great weekend of racing for everyone. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Motocross Supercross podcast. Make sure you check us out on Instagram, follow, do the same with Facebook, and stay tuned for our next episode.